Alright guys, good morning and welcome to the channel. This is going to be part 2 of this Ford F-150 full winter prep detail. Yesterday, if you didn't catch the video yesterday, you want to check that one out before you check this one out. It'll make a lot more sense. I did a full decontamination, wheels, tires, trim, and I fully dried the vehicle as well. So it's pretty much all prepped, the door jambs, all of the little stuff is going to be ready for today. And one side thing that I actually did that's going to be a separate video is I did a coating on the rear tailgate, Sealant UK, because I had time and time again, the customer and I talked about this so many times, and we agreed that okay, fine. He didn't want to do a coating. He wasn't comfortable. He thinks that they're kind of weird. He doesn't know enough about them, and I wasn't able to convince him to do it. So we're going to be doing Just Car PowerLock sealant topped with a layer of Colinite 845. This is super good. It's not like a coating, but this is pretty much as good as it gets. It's a marine wax. It's very good. For winter time, I would definitely recommend something like a coating if you're willing to spend the money or you're willing to spend the time doing it. It's just so durable. It's like not even funny. It's on a whole different level. So, but anyways, I did the tailgate and I said, I'm not charging you more or anything like that. I just want you to be able to tell the difference. And look, it's not really going to look too different probably on this truck, but in cleaning and the procedure for just going through the winter time and all that stuff is going to be, I feel like he'll be able to tell the difference where the wax is going to come off. I feel like those high pressure car washes are very strong. So that's what would make me nervous about this lasting the whole winter time, as opposed to a coating, which Sealant UK, which is on the tailgate separate video, is at least a year depending on the care. So today we're going to be doing the trim. I have a trim coating which is perfect, also by CarPro, but we're going to first start by applying PowerLock. But what I'm going to do, since this was left overnight, there's no water, no fog in the window, so it was a dry night. It's like 70 degrees right now at 7:30 in the morning. I'm just going to take CarPro Eraser, which is just sort of a polish and oil remover, and I'm just going to do a quick wipe. There's no, in case there's a bug or in case there's something on the paint, just spend the time to do it right. It's only going to take like 2 seconds to do it. So I'm going to get started here. I'll put you guys a little bit further back and I'll give you a little step by step. So there's dirt in the air, there's dirt everywhere, so it makes sense. And top to bottom doesn't even matter in this case because it hasn't moved. The truck has not moved. So the bottom's not any dirtier than the top because it hasn't been on the road. And I have to credit Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage that the PowerLock and Colinite combo, it just works really well. And especially, this isn't really that rewarding of a color no matter what you do to it. Silver on any car just really isn't, unfortunately. White's okay. It depends on the white, but on like a blue or a bright color, you'll be able to really tell. So sealant, this is sort of synthetic man-made sealant, and then the natural wax on top, and I just have applicator pad here, and I think that I used this one for Colinite and this one for PowerLock. And I'll put a link in the description for all this stuff if you guys want to buy it or check it out. This is actually really cheap. If you guys are going to do this, it's only, for everything, it's under $50 for all this stuff here pretty much. Maybe a little bit more if you include the towels, but it's not like you're buying coatings and polishers and stuff like that. So very straightforward, guys, pretty much. And this is a hex grip from Adams, hex grip applicator pad. It's really nice because I used to use like those discs, but my hand gets cramped, and on a huge vehicle like this, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be wanting to do it, at least. And if you're going to ask, there's no reason to apply this with a machine. I don't think it's going to be faster. It's not going to look better. I don't think it's going to be more efficient. I just think that, like, why would you introduce more heat and sort of pressure and all that stuff you know, so you don't need to. You know, there's no reason to do that. Why would you introduce that? So that's why we're hand applying here. Allow the dry to a haze, remove residue after a half an hour. Okay, so I'm gonna do the whole truck. By the time I come back around, this part will be ready. So this area is fine. It's so nice working with a sealant that's easy to work with, you know. Working with the coating is kind of stressful. So that's the whole process. Really, really simple. Get a hex grip. It changed my freaking life. I know a disc is like 50 cents or $1, and these are like $5, but keep them for the one product. So I only use this with this, and then same thing with the Colinite. It's perfect every single time. So I'm gonna get cracking and finish the rest of this truck. Okay guys, next step. So the sealant has been on there for roughly 30 minutes or so, at least this panel. So I started from this and I kind of went around clockwise of the truck. So all you want to do is take a soft, you know, just a microfiber towel. 600 GSM is usually pretty good. I like these. These are, shoot, just dropped it. So that one's not going to be used. If you drop a towel, don't use it, obviously. So this is I have the Uber green ones, which are the same as these, but these are just gray. So I'll put a link in the description as well. I know a lot of you guys want to know. These are probably one of my favorite, most frequently used. They're very versatile. They can get polish off, they can get wax off. They're okay at drying. So we're just gonna sort of see how this stuff comes off, which is extremely easy. And it's, you know, just a back and forth movement. I'm not as hyped up right now because it's early. I never get up at like 6:30 on a Saturday, but you know, money talks, right? So, and the point of the PowerLock first is because it bonds really well to the paint. I think being a man-made product, they're able to do that better than a wax, where wax will blow off easier. Although the Colinite's pretty durable for wax. It's up there for sure. So it's all about the combo. So the paint accepts sealant really well, stays on pretty well, and Colinite bonds well to PowerLock. Not as good as coating, as I've said like 30 million times, but very, very good if you're gonna do a straightforward, easy, traditional job. So that's good. You know, the sealant, it's gonna look great, but it's not gonna be as rewarding, you know, just being a silver vehicle. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest up. Still at it, taking the PowerLock off. But here's a tip: I just changed out my towel, and I was thinking, you know, you should change it, I don't know, every few panels, every panel, depending on, you know, how the wax or whatever is sort of taking, and just making sure the towel's clean and flipping it over. But one of the points that I want to make is, you're doing the hood, you definitely want to start with a fresh towel if you can. You know, every panel is important, but the hood is something that, you know, faces up, the angle, the light, all that stuff. If you do scratch it, you're going to see it easier on the hood than probably any other panel, if you ask me. So you definitely want to take the extra precaution to do that. And it's important to do it on every panel, but I would just say, if you're going to pay extra attention to anything, the hood would be it on any car. The truck, it's so high, maybe you won't see it, but, and I don't have a stool, so hopefully no one freaks out about me standing on a tire. if you have a truck, with the Jeep I figured this out. Once I got the big tires and I got a little lift for it, it was hard to reach the hood and stuff. So this is a quick little trick. Stand on the tire. Everyone was asking, like, how do you reach up there? How do you clean the windshield? Well, here we go. And I don't even have to open the door and stand on the door sill. Get those all dirty. I'm totally in the detailing mood because I've been watching. I'm obsessed with Obsessed Garage, especially right now. Matt is trading his GT3 for a GT3 RS, a white one in Cincinnati. So he's coming up. I'm gonna try to film a little bit for you guys. Just the delivery. He's gonna be at Esoteric, so it's gonna be sort of a day thing. I think I'm gonna take half a day off of work and meet my friend with the silver GT3, which you guys saw. So hopefully we'll get a little group of cars together and be our crazy selves, you know, hang out, catch up, check out the cars, be at Esoteric like I said. So we're gonna probably eat out there in New Albany, and it's gonna be so fun, and I can't wait. I haven't seen Matt in a little bit, and it'll be cool to catch up. So that is a quick little update, semi-detailing related, but not really. All right, time for Colinite. Make sure you shake it up because this stuff separates so easily. Well, so quickly, really. There's usually like a chunk on top. Yeah, see that? If you guys don't have Colinite, there you go. So that's all that's all I do. I don't know if you guys have Colinite. But here we go, exact same process. You need very, very, very little of this stuff. If you buy, well, I use this on a lot of cars actually, but if you buy one of these, it's gonna last you, I mean, a decade, the rest of your life. I had another bottle, I think, that ran out, and the reason was, A, because I used it a lot, and I think I initially used too much when I first started using it. And the second reason is I accidentally kicked it over once, so like most of it was gone because of that. So this is even easier to apply and remove than PowerLock. This is just, to be honest, one of the best favorite. There's just nothing else out there that's as good, especially for the price. Like it's one of those situations where you're like, this stuff is way too cheap to be that good. But it just is. I mean, if you use it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. From a depth perspective, from a protection perspective, from an application perspective, it's kind of weird. So it's nice that one thing that's $15 for pretty much the rest of your life, to be honest. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. I think that's one of the best investments you can make if you want to keep your fleet sort of simply detailed. Just use this twice a year, you know, you'll be fine. You'll love it. So and this stuff doesn't take long. I feel like it's not a half an hour. I wonder if it says how long. What I'm going to do is apply it to the whole truck and then start where I started. I'll start removing it from the same panel. So I know I'm only showing you guys really one panel here, but you kind of get the idea. Probably don't even really need to add much to the applicator, but you understand how this works. I don't need to. Initially, when I was filming, when I first started, when I was young to the game, now I'm old to the game, I used to film for like, you know, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's like the same process. You know, you guys get it. You understand how to freaking put wax on, and if you don't, then you're probably not even watching this video. Alright, so that's it. Super easy, super simple. It's like, doing this makes me never want to do a coating just because it's so easy. It feels like I'm cheating, but I'm not cheating. Even without it buffed off, it actually looks really good. So I'm gonna get to it and I'll check in with you guys in a minute. More like a second, actually. Colinite, I'm gonna let dry for a little bit longer. I did the entire truck. Colinite, so it's thin, it's easy to apply, but it's extremely durable and it stays on like extremely well. So while I'm letting the Colinite dry, because I want to let it dry for at least a half an hour. It's cool out here, so it's gonna take longer. So I'm just going to address the tires here really quick. CarPro Pearl, number one. Haven't found anything better than that. I know that Ammo Mud from Ammo NYC is very good, but I haven't had a justifiable reason to spend the extra money on something else. And these tires are going to take a lot to dress. It feels like that was a lot of work because it's a big tire and it's never had any dressing, or at least it didn't look like it had any on it. So that looks better. Guys, if you're a detailer, don't get the crazy shiny stuff because it looks gross and greasy, and it's like a used car salesman. It's just not, it's not the impression that I want to give on the cars that I do, or my vehicles. But this stuff is sort of satin. It looks kind of shiny right now, but it's satin, and it actually protects the rubber a little bit, but it's more of a dressing in my opinion. So I'm going to do all the wheels here, and then we're going to buff off the Colinite. Time to remove Colinite. Exactly the same process as removing the PowerLock sealant. Just use a plush microfiber and go on all the body panels. And then we'll be done with the paint protection.